Welcome, my viewer, to my story show. Remember, this is where we share your life story, the challenges that you have gone in life, which will encourage somebody who is going through the same. And remember, this is Riverside TV. You can talk to us through our social media platforms, that is Facebook, Riverside TV KE, YouTube is Riverside TV Kenya, and Instagram is Riverside TV Kenya. I am your host, Samson Boyd, and today we are privileged to have one gentleman, a servant of the Lord, who will be sharing to us his life story. So, welcome, Mtumishi.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mtumishi, can you start by telling us your names?
Yes. Thank you, Samson.
Yes.
I'm glad to be here in Riverside TV.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Pastor Naftali
Karaoke, yes.
And I am born again.
Yes.
I fellowship with Soul Harvesters Church International.
Mm-hmm.
We are in Thika,
Mm-hmm.
an estate called Kiganjo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, our church, because of the viewers,
Mm-hmm.
someone who might, like to locate the church.
Exactly.
Our church is in Kiganjo, a place called Konawan.
Mm-hmm.
You can take the route towards Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
We are just next to Catholic Church,
Mm-hmm.
St. Kewanuka Church.
Mm-hmm.
That is where our church is.
Okay.
And I'm under my bishop,
Mm-hmm.
Bishop Jackson Karaja, who is my bishop in Nairobi region.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's good people will know, for people to know where your church is.
Exactly.
You never know, somebody is in Thika.
Yes, yes.
Atafuta mahali ya kwenda kuabudu.
And especially Riverside in Kiganjo,
Yes.
very famous.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So, Mtumishi,
Yes.
Tell us, ulizaliwa wapi? Where were you born?
Mimi, I was born in Nyeri.
Mm-hmm.
I come from Nyeri,
Yes.
Nyeri County,
Yes.
Mukoroini sub-county.
Mm-hmm.
In Mukoroini, we have funny names.
Yes.
Actually, in Nyeri, or in Mukoroini in particular,
Mm-hmm.
I was born in a village called Kiawamururu.
Kiawabororo.
Kiawamururu.
Kiawamororo.
Kiawamururu. We have funny names. In Mukoroini, you go and get funny names.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in Kikuyu,
Yes.
so many people understand the names.
Mm-hmm.
You get a place called Gadukemodo. You know, Gadukemodo,
Yes.
it is a post that is cut. Now, like, it has a head.
Okay.
So it looks like a person or a man. So funny names, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So I was brought up in Mokoroini,
Mm-hmm.
Kiawamururu village.
Yes.
And I schooled, my primary school was also called Kiawamururu Primary.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through primary school,
Mm-hmm.
and then I joined a high school within the same area.
Okay.
A school that still had a very bad name.
Mm-hmm.
But later they changed because the name matters.
Yes.
The school was called a name that signifies the devil.
Okay.
Because in Gikuyu, how we call it,
Mm.
it is the name of the devil.
Saitani.
Goma, Kiagoma.
Kiagoma.
The school was called Kiagoma High School.
Kiagoma is Shetani.
Shetani.
Yes.
So a funny name.
Mm.
And I happened to be in that school.
Uh-huh.
And I went through high school from 1 up to Form 4.
Mhm.
And by God's grace, I was the Christian Union chairman.
Okay.
It was not easy.
Yes.
Because a school already has that name.
Mm.
Those demons were there.
Mm-hmm.
I struggled to bring up the Christian Union.
Mm-hmm.
But by God's grace, we made it.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I found it hard
Mm-hmm.
to join a college after school
Mhm.
because of the name.
Because of the name?
Kiagoma.
Mhm.
I went to Nyeri Technical Training College.
Mhm.
I could not be accommodated
Mhm.
because of the name
Because of
and because of the history
Yes.
of the former high school.
Mhm.
So I didn't join the college because of that problem.
Mhm.
So later, trying to shorten my story,
Yes.
I landed in Thika looking for a job.
Mhm.
Those are so many years old.
Yes, yes.
I finished my O level back in 1992.
Mhm.
So those are so many years.
Mhm.
So I now landed in Thika,
Mhm.
looking for green pastures and looking for a job.
Okay, before you came to Thika,
Yes,
school life.
School life.
Were you saved by then?
yes. I was brought up in Christian faith.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was a church elder.
Mm-hmm.
I was brought up a Sunday school kid,
Mm-hmm.
a born again boy.
Yes.
I was dedicated,
Mhm.
and in my youthful stage, I was baptized. So I was born again. That's why I became a Christian Union chairman.
Mhm.
But within the school life, there were challenges, of course.
I know.
In my Form 1 to 2,
Mm-hmm.
I went back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
You
like
backslide.
I backslid,
Yes.
and my mother was so much affected as a church elder.
Yes.
Her son going back to sin,
Yes.
and she came back. She came to school. I was in a boarding school.
Yes.
So she came all the way to look for officials of Christian Union.
Yes.
And to know why and how my son can go back to sin or can backslide when she needs her children being in the church.
Yes.
So one of the secretaries of the Christian Union
Yes.
took over and mentored me and brought me back to salvation. So then you can imagine now in Form 1 to 2 and Form 3 I was made the Christian Union chairman.
Wonderful.
Because I made a turnaround.
Yes.
I became so aggressive in salvation. I became so strong and finally became the Christian Union. I remember in the school we had a guy who had joined the devil worshipping, whatever.
In school.
In school. I was the Christian Union chairman, and he behaved as if he was born again. So what he did, he joined Christian Union. Like behaving, he's one of us.
Exactly. Yes.
But he destroyed Christian Union, and he could behave as if he was mad.
Yes. Yes.
He had malaria, and all through up to Form 4, I was struggling to deliver this guy.
Yes.
Because he was saying he was born again. Only finally to confess that he was an agent of the devil, and we did a lot of prayers.
Yes.
And finally he was delivered. So in school I went through challenges of having that kind of a group, because he had a group of boys, and then trying to convince boys that there is salvation.
Yes.
Actually that school, it was renamed Mokoroini Boys later, because the record was very bad.
Let me ask you, because you said you have funny names there. Mukuroini. Mukuroini. What is the meaning of Mukuroi?
Mukuroini.
I know Ine is something in. Yes.
Mukuroini. Okay, Mukurwe is a tree. You also know, if you can also remember, in Muranga we have Mukurwe Wanyagadhaga.
Yes.
Where you had or where you saw these elders going to sacrifice.
Yes.
So Mukurwe is a tree, a traditional tree, where people used to go and sacrifice. So Mukuroine, we had those trees, or a tree, where old people, elders could go and sacrifice. So now Mokoroe is in that place.
Ah, wonderful.
Thank you, Samson.
Now you are in Thika.
Yes.
Come to Thika.
Yes.
Where did you start?
Now, what I did, my cousin was in Thika, so I decided to go and visit him.
Yes.
And I was struggling because I had, finished the O level, and my parents could not afford to take me to college. Yes. Though I went to look for college, it was also hard to join because they had no money. Actually, I got another college, but they could not pay. So I decided to look for a job.
Yes.
That's why I decided to come to Thika to have a visit to my cousin. And when I was, staying in my cousin's house, I connected to some people, and I got a job in Thika, in a petroleum company. And by God's grace, I was employed. That is back in 1995. Back in 1995. So I got the job, and the director asked me for the papers. He could not understand because he's an Asian, so he could not understand the word Kiagoma, what it means.
Yes.
So the school leaving certificate he could not understand. So, but my performance was good, very good, and the certificate of being a Christian Union was there. So even though he was a Hindu, at least he could see my character.
Exactly.
Being a chairman of Christian Union is a good boy. So I got the job, I was employed, and I started working. Actually, within 2 weeks, he gave me responsibility, and he gave me a role above others. He embraced, what I was doing. So I started working. I became a storekeeper. I became a supervisor in that company. And then I was trusted with so many things, including finances. And now I could take money to the bank. That is within Thika CBD. One thing happened, and that is my first testimony, part of my testimony. One thing happened. One day, because I used to go to bank to deposit money on foot, that company is just 100 meters from the bank.
Okay.
So I could not use any vehicle. So from the place of work,
Yes,
walking distance, just a stone throw. So one day, I didn't know that gangsters were waiting for me in the morning.
Yes.
And they had a vehicle. And they had monitored my movements for several months. So I was heading to a bank in Thika where we used to deposit money. And let me tell you, there is a God in heaven. And that's why I'm here to tell people there is a God in heaven.
Amen.
It was around 9:30 a.m.
morning.
Heading to the bank with a $500,000. Those years,
Yes.
$500,000.
It was a lot of money.
A lot of money. And it is cash money.
Yes.
By then, 200s and 500s were so many.
Yes.
So not even thousands. So carrying $500,000 was a lot of money. Heading to the bank, there was a car parked. From the place of work, it's straight to the bank.
Yes.
There is a garden there. It's called Christina Garden.
Yes.
In Thika Center. So I was heading there. So this guy had monitored my movements from the place of work.
Yes.
He was walking alongside me. And where he would shoot me down and get the money was where the car was. So we went alongside. I could not, I was innocent.
You were not aware.
No, I used to do that.
Yes.
And of course, I am born again and I'm prayerful.
Exactly.
So I was so confident,
Yes.
nothing bad can happen to me. So I was heading to the bank. So there is a guy walking alongside me.
And you can't sense.
No, I thought, so many people are walking.
Yes.
So when I reached that vehicle to take the path towards the bank,
Yes.
the gentleman, just the way we are,
Yes.
produced a gun and pointed at my chest and wanted to shoot me down.
Yes.
But thank God, the gun, the bullet
Yes.
stuck and jumped.
That is
The
good.
gun
Yes.
pointed to my chest.
Yes.
And I heard a voice telling me, I am the Lord your God. I have stopped it for your sake.
Yes. That is
So
good.
that is God.
Amen.
And the voice, within a twinkling of an eye, there was a voice.
Yes.
Run away back.
Yes.
Don't go ahead.
Yes.
Back. Because ahead of him there was another guy,
Yes.
the gangster.
They were there.
Yeah. So if I miss this one, I will get the other one.
Yes.
And the vehicle is here with 3 gangsters inside. I could see them. So, but I was not aware. So the gun jumped, stuck. The bullet stuck inside. So I ran back
To the petrol station.
to the petrol station. Do you know what? After I ran back 20 meters away, I decided to look back and see the scenario. The guy was struggling
With
to
the gun.
put back the gun to bring it back to normal.
To shoot you.
No. Now I have already ran away.
Yeah, exactly.
But he cannot take back the gun inside the pocket
Yes.
because the bullet was almost.
Oh, yes.
It is God's doing.
Exactly.
So the bullet can come out when the gun is inside
In
his
the
pocket.
pocket and
So
shoot
he
it.
had to release it
Yes.
so that he will be also safe.
Exactly.
But remember, already I'm away.
Yes.
So God has saved me.
Sure.
So do you know what happened? He struggled because the moment he told me stop and he
Yes.
pointed me,
Yes.
the gun jumped.
Yes.
I saw his face. He became so angry with the gun.
Yes.
So immediately he started to try to put it, normally. So he could not.
Yes.
So that I can be given the time to run
to
away.
escape.
That is God.
That is
So
God.
when I ran away after 20 meters, I looked back and I saw the guy pointing upward to release the bullet now.
Yes.
And he released, there was a big, loud voice
Yes.
of a bullet.
A bang.
A bang. And he shot in the air.
Yes.
Then he ran to the vehicle, entered the vehicle. The vehicle ran and it took the other guy ahead there.
Yes.
And the people were struggling to know what is happening.
Yes.
There was a muzee around there who saw everything.
Yes.
So he is the one who was narrating to the crowd what has happened.
Yes.
There was a young gentleman here who was to be shot dead, but the gun did not kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a crowd. Saa hiyo mimi niko pale naangalia tu. I was carrying the money. I took the money back to the owner, the director,
Yes,
the manager.
yes.
And I told him, take your money. I was almost to be killed.
Yes.
By then he was seeing everything because it is very near.
Ah.
He could see, but
What's
he
happening?
was not aware I was the one to be killed.
Yes.
So do you know what he told me? You have a God. And he is a Hindu.
Amen.
A Mohindi, he told me, you have a God.
Amen.
Then that muzee who witnessed,
Yes.
an old muzee with that Kajiti akitembea hivi,
yes.
came to my place of work because he saw where I went.
Yes.
Akakuja kaniambia, kijana, let me tell you, kutoka leo,
yes,
hata kama kutatagazwa kuna Mungu mwingine amejitokeza, akaonekana, mimi nimeona yule Mungu ako naye ndiye Mungu.
Amen.
Na nimekuambia kijana, hata watu wakibadilika wote waende kwa miungu mingine, Mungu wako ndiye Mungu.
Na amekuokoa.
Amekuokoa nikiona bunduki imewekwa kwa kifua chako. So huyu mzee testified,
yes,
there is a God in heaven,
living God,
in the presence of other people. So that is where I worked.
Yes.
And then I worked for 17 years in that company. I have never worked in two companies. I worked for 17 years until I resigned to go and do full-time ministry. But then the battle started there. That is my story about the work.
Wonderful. Tumishi.
Yes, sir.
I know with all these challenges that you faced, looking for work, and then for the 17 years that you were in Nika, I know there is something that you did.
Yes.
About family. You must have gotten yourself a wife.
Yes.
How did it start?
So now, do you know that year I was to be shot dead is the same year I was preparing for my wedding. The same year.
Yes.
So you can see I have my friend,
yes,
my fiancée,
yes,
on April. That thing is happening on February.
Yes.
And on April, we have a pre-wedding so that we can have a wedding on August.
Come on. This is February. This February.
This is happening February.
You are to die in February. You don't die. April, you are preparing for your wedding.
For wedding on August.
August.
Now you can imagine,
yes,
the girl.
How she would have reacted.
Now the girl,
yes,
hearing of I was almost to die.
Yes.
The wedding is almost.
Oh my.
It was I mean, well, the way she reacted, she thanked God, and she could not believe that her friend who was to marry her,
yes,
was to die.
Was to die.
But now God has intervened and rescued him.
That is God.
Yes.
That is God. So how did you go about it?
Now, so the wedding comes. I did the wedding.
Yes.
That is back in 1998. Okay? 1998. I told you I got the job in 1995. That's when I was employed. So 1998 now, I get married. I did a very colorful wedding in the church. And it was colorful and very, very, very successful. So, and after 1998,
yes,
we come with the whole of 1999, and in the year 2000, on February, we were blessed with the first son.
Wonderful.
2000, year 2000.
2000.
On February, God gave us the first son.
The month that you were to die, God blessed you with a son.
With a son,
same
a bouncing baby, a millennium boy, 2000.
Wonderful.
Very strong. And that was our firstborn.
Yes.
Then we continued rejoicing together. We are still in Thika. I'm still working there. And then finally, again, God blessed us with the second son on 2003. In 2003.
Yes.
On May 2003. Now, God gave us the second son. Unfortunately, the second son, 2003 up to now, how many years are those?
2003 up to now.
2022. 2003, these are 2003 up to 2022, 19 years. 19 years.
Yes.
My son is almost 19 years.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we got the son. Little did we know that he was suffering from cerebral palsy. From his birth. The boy could not do anything. He started growing slowly by slowly. Later we were told he has cerebral palsy. So he became paralyzed from the word go.
Now, just for the viewer who does not understand what is cerebral palsy, because I know, because for these 19 years we've learned more about it. Can you explain what is cerebral palsy?
Cerebral palsy is a disease that affects the spinal cord. The child becomes paralyzed completely. It affects even the brain. but mostly it's paralyzing the organs and the joints and whatever. Cerebral palsy is many types. A child can become paralyzed in a way that he is so weak, but the other one can be, the child can become stiff.
Yes.
Mine is the stiff one.
Yes.
So my son is stiff, like he is, like looks like his bones are on. His hands and legs are like bones are on without flesh. So he is stiff. Hands are stiff. He cannot hold anything. His legs cannot fold. They are stiff. And his body, but he has some movements. Now, cerebral palsy affected him to a point of his mother becoming diabetic. You see all the problems that are coming now.
Following one another.
Yes. Now, the boy is paralyzed completely, taking him from one hospital to the other, including Gertrude Hospital here, every day, every week. They tried all the best they could not. And finally, the mother to the boy becomes diabetic. And the diabetic, the blood sugar goes up. Every day it is going up to 30 level, which is very, very risky to a point of death. So afterwards, my wife, or the mother to the boy, was, medically, she was instructed to take self-injection, insulin.
Okay.
So now, to shorten it, I want to say that up to now, these are 19 years, I live with a boy on a wheelchair, totally paralyzed. And Samson, maybe someone is going through a hard time.
Exactly.
And I want to tell someone, I have a child on a wheelchair right now in the house. I have a wife suffering from diabetics. Both the two of them are delicate.
Yes.
And I still preach on the pulpit. And we do duties with my wife, who is diabetic, because let me tell you something. The workers refused, the house girls refused to work in our house. Because the boy became bigger and bigger. He is too heavy. 19 years boy. He is a gentleman. So the workers, the girls, the house girls refused to work in our house. So we decided we will do it ourselves. And I want to encourage someone.
Please.
You become so discouraged because of little things. Something just happened, just simple things. You become so discouraged. And I am here. I go to church. I preach. I minister. And I know that in my house, I have a boy on a wheelchair. He does nothing. He is totally paralyzed. He is totally dependent. We do it with my wife. You have to take him to toilet. You have to feed him. You have to, clothe him. You have to take him anywhere. He is immovable. He is totally dependent. But you see, that challenge has not made me to resign from ministry. So we were blessed with that boy. We have been bringing him up. We love him. Because he is a gift from God. We have never denied him. We have never rejected him. He is a loving boy. Actually, he likes to see TV because he understands so many programs, including English. He has never been in school. He hears English language. You cannot say anything against him in English. He watches videos of white people.
That is God.
He has never been in school. We tried to look for a school for him. We have never gotten because he cannot hold anything. He is stiff like this. His fingers are like this. And his legs are like this. So even holding him on a chair, it's not possible. So his wheelchair is special. We have to make it from the manufacturer. His wheelchair is from manufacturer, not the normal ones. So that he can be measured how he is. So he is always in the house, including now. Actually, he was waiting. He thought that it would be live so that he can watch me. But later I will watch it. Because he is always there. So we brought him up together with my wife, still insulin, for the last 19 years. My wife on insulin, my boy on a wheelchair. How many years? 19 years. Totally paralyzed, but we have never given up. There is hope in God. Someone needs to hear this. There is a God in heaven, and there is our God encourages us. Our God is there together with us. Therefore, Samson, we went with this boy.
Tell me, Tumishi.
Yes.
There are people
who have this kind of children in their houses.
Yes.
But because of that feeling of how will our friends understand, how will they feel, they tend to hide these kids.
Yes.
What can you tell that parent? Because most of these people come to learn of this when these boys, our children, have grown of age. They come to learn, oh, in such a family, there's a boy who's disabled. What can you tell these people?
I would like to encourage them and tell them, first of all, God is aware.
Amen.
That is one point. God, it is not an accident.
Yes.
God is aware. And one point I would like to tell anybody with such a child, because I know there are so many.
Yes.
Because whenever I talk about my son, many people consult me.
Yes.
I would like to tell someone who is watching Riverside TV,
yes,
to tell them, those who have such kind of children, those children are gifts from God.
Yes.
One is that God is aware of them, and He cannot give you a burden you are not able to bear.
Amen.
He always gives a burden to a person who has ability to bear such a burden.
Yes.
Actually, it's not a burden.
Yes.
I even don't say that we have a burden in the house.
It's a responsibility.
It's a responsibility.
Yes.
And God is aware, and there is a purpose behind that. One thing I know is that God might be preparing a testimony. One day,
yes,
that boy, I still believe,
yes,
one boy will stand and walk.
Amen.
It will be a miracle, and people will come to the Lord through that miracle. So anybody who rejects such a child, anybody who becomes so discouraged because of having such a child, you should change your mind and your attitude. And accept that is a gift from God. He is aware. He has a purpose. There is a reason behind that. Actually, we say in the Bible that all things worketh for good to those who love the Lord, and they are called according to His purpose. And therefore, accept your child, embrace him or her, love him or her, and work tirelessly to make sure that he or she is like other children.
Amen.
Thank you, Samson.
Before we go for this short commercial break,
yes,
now tell me, when such children are born, I want to take you back. When such children are born in our families, okay, you may understand.
Yes.
Your wife may understand.
Yes.
But your extended family may not understand. How was their reaction when they noticed that you have such a child?
Let me tell you, Samson, my brother.
Yes.
One is that first of all, leave alone the relatives and whoever. The people around you will start misinterpreting that, one, you have a curse. The other story will follow to see how they proved that it is a curse. Because I will give another story as we wind up.
Yes.
But now look here. A child, a second born on a wheelchair. One, people think you have a curse in your family.
Yes.
Number two, they would think that you have been bewitched.
Yes, bewitched.
Umerogwa.
Yes.
Umerogwa. And the people ran away from us. Actually, I can tell you that even some neighbors, they avoided us because of that boy. And even today, there are people who cannot visit us because of that boy. But we are stronger than before.
Amen.
Actually, I want to say, I am even stronger.
Amen.
When I see that boy, I am stronger.
Amen.
Having that boy is a testimony.
Amen.
And my preaching become very powerful.
Amen.
When I talk about or I speak about my son.
Amen.
So, okay, my relatives, they became confused. They could not understand, but most people, the number that try to reject us are those people who are not our relatives, but are allowed us to see a disabled boy. They misinterpreted that it is a curse or we are bewitched. So we became stronger day by day. We accepted it.
Wonderful.
And one thing I would say as we wind up this section is that whenever you have an attack from anybody, become stronger day by day.
Amen.
Don't give up. Don't lose hope.
Amen.
Become stronger day by day.
Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Samson. Yeah.
Thank you, viewer. We are going for a short break. Remember, we have a very special guest who has a very, very interesting story in his life. These things normally happen in our lives, but he's encouraging us. His words are encouraging us. So, don't touch that button to go away. Please stay tuned because we are coming with part 2 of my story. Stick there. you know, when you are called a minister of the gospel,
Yes.
you have to start somewhere.
Yes.
You have to start from either under somebody in a ministry. That is church.
Yes.
How did you come up with this calling that now I want to start a ministry? One, you have a paralyzed child in the house. You have a sick wife who is diabetic. How did you come up to say, now I want to go and serve that? I want to resign from where I'm working and go and serve that God.
Now, as I told you, now let me start very briefly.
Yes.
That we got now the second boy who is disabled, paralyzed.
Yes.
God, we decided to get yet another child.
Yes.
So in 2009, we got the third boy. 2009,
Okay.
God bless us with another boy,
Yes.
still a boy, the third boy.
Yes.
So we went through. At that time, I was an assistant pastor in a certain church.
Oh, okay. You
I
are still
was
the ministry.
ministering, but under somebody.
Okay.
And it was not full time because I was still employed. So I was serving in a certain church.
Okay.
I don't want to mention names. So we got the third boy, 2009. Then again, you see the difference between the second boy to the third boy. There are so many years. 2003 to 2009.
6
Those are 6 years.
Yes.
We were waiting for the recovery of this second boy.
boy.
But unfortunately, we saw we are wasting time, and we need another one to comfort us.
Yes.
At least
Sure.
a normal child.
Sure.
We don't reject this one, but at least we can get another son or another child,
Yes.
so that we can be comforted.
Sure.
And God bless us with a very big boy, very healthy boy, a strong boy. 2009. Then 2011, another boy came.
Wonderful.
The fourth one, a strong one, handsome boy. 4 boys now.
Wonderful.
God blessed us with the 4 boys. So that is 2011.
Yes.
I am still ministering under a certain pastor in a certain church. And 2011, I had a burden, a calling. But the calling became so heavy to me. Now you need to serve me full-time ministry.
Yes.
I was working there now. That is back from 1995. 2011, it was so heavy to me. And I'm still having the second boy on a wheelchair and my
Yes,
wife diabetic. So 2011, I decided to put up a business in Thika, so that before I resign, I will have something to do.
To fall back to.
Yeah, so I started a business within Thika, selling spare parts and wheels and car tires. That was my area. So I went and took a loan somewhere in the bank and I started a business, a good one, with a good stock.
Yes.
2011. So little did I know that the devil now is angry about me.
Yes.
Because I want to resign and start off the ministry,
God.
serving God full time.
Yes.
So 2012 comes. I have the business now, but I'm still working. So I decided to resign. Immediately 2012 kicks off. Started. 2012 January, I resigned from job. Voluntarily.
Yes.
With a lot of respect. Even the director, the owner, wondered why.
Why you are resigning?
Why am I resigning? I'm his best, actually.
Yes.
I like a trustee. So I resigned, and I said I want to go and minister. So 2012 I resigned. After several months, my father got sick. I brought him to Thika, because from Nyeri to Thika.
Yes.
I took him to hospital. I was told he has no issues. He was old enough.
Yes.
But now, my father dies on July 2012.
July 2012.
After several months of, resigning. He dies, and we are doing now the burial, his burial. Our last born brother, now alikuwa nakaa mahali na huko Isinya.
Yes.
I never knew he was sick, so he never told us he was sick.
Yes.
So he comes to the burial, tuko kwa matanga the whole week. So he is complaining of a headache and a stomach. We buried our father on a Saturday. My brother complained of a headache, severe headache. So we thought it is normal.
Yeah.
So we finished the burial. He could not even come outside the house to bury the father. He was complaining a lot. So on a Saturday, we finished the burial of our father.
Yes.
So tukarara huko na my sisters. So we agreed now, Saturday 20 kila mtu mahali anafanya kazi.
Yes.
Lakini my other brother who is behind me, tukamwambia look after our brother.
Yes.
And actually he was a prison warder. He was a police prison policeman.
So the sick guy.
The sick guy.
Okay.
And he has never complained of sickness wherever he was. So Sunday sisi tukarudi kazini kila mtu. Nikamwambia my brother, if the situation worsens, just call me. On Monday he calls me. He tells me my brother is so sick. He is complaining of headache. Kamwambia mulete haraka sana Thika. So we went to hospital. We were at 5 p.m. Monday. Mahali tulienda, daktari akampima, akapigwa picha ya kichwa. Mimi nilikuwa nimeendea vitu Nairobi, nikakuja nikakuta ndio picha inatoka. So the doctor comes, tuko hapa na my sister and my mother, my brother-in-law, tuko pale nje tunangojea. And the doctor comes and calls me and anauliza, ni nani in charge of the family? Now my father has died. My mother had died earlier. Okay. She was not there. So we had only our father. Now he has died. Yes. So I was in charge of the family now. Yes, the older brother. The older brother, okay. So akauliza ni nani in charge of the family? Nikasema ni mimi. So akaniita ndani kwa hospitali kwa ofisi, akaniambia, do you know what? Pamoja na sasa ndugu yangu wako pale. Your brother is sick. So what? Nikamuliza ni nini? I thought it is HIV, you know, because he was not married. He was almost to get married. Okay. Akaniambia, your brother is so sick and is so serious. Nikamuliza, what is it? Akaniambia, your brother has a blood cancer. Jesus. What is it? Yeah, he has a blood cancer, but you have to go to Kenyatta and confirm. So I'm giving you a letter, refer tomorrow, you go to Kenyatta. So on Tuesday in the morning to Kenyatta, to Kenyatta Hospital. We go to, oncologists. They confirm the blood cancer is even acute. It's acute cancer. So we were told, go back to Thika, look for a hospital, hana damu, awekwe damu haraka sana. So akawekwa damu for 2 days. That is on Wednesday and Thursday. On Friday he was discharged. We came with him to my house in Thika. Akalala Friday. Saturday tukashida na yeye. Saturday usiku akalalamika, makarumu yake akaniita akaniambia, the headache is so severe now again. So what? Saturday usiku, asubuhi nikapigia my sister in Nairobi. My brother is complaining. Akaniambia mulete haraka mwike kwa gari, tumpeleke Kenyatta on a Sunday morning. To casualty. My brother casualty. Kuwekwa kwa kitanda, daktari mkubwa kuja haraka. Ana complain kwa kichwa. Sasa hiyo ana complain. So akapelekwa kwa picha, akapigwa. Akarudishwa kwa room. Sasa ile wanajadiliana nini na nini, mimi niko kwa my brother. Nikaona amechange uso, umetani black. Nikiwa na yeye. Nikaona amepanua mdomo, ulimi kwa tani black. As black as a coal. Nikaita daktari kuja angalia. Daktari noted the guy has gone. Jesus. Akaniambia kutoka kidogo, wakachukua akaweka makati, wakamchukua na ile kagari, kama kikimbia kwa machine, wakaweka machine ila kupump. So daktari akaniita, akanionyesha picha ile imetoka, akanionyesha kichwa, akaniambia your brother limekuwa na tumors hii na hii mingi kwa kichwa. Nikamuuliza na sasa ako hai, so they cannot tell you whether he has gone direct. Akaniambia well it's 50-50 but by now how he is, it's by the grace of God. Well, he is breathing, but it's by the grace of God. But I was sensing he is no more.
He's gone.
He's gone. So akanielezea, so akaniambia, do this. We were so many there, our relatives, our cousins. Akanielezea, nyinyi endeni nyumbani. Kesho, Monday, one of you should come in the morning around 5 to see the situation. Yes. So we knew, me to myself, I knew. He's gone. So wengine siko hapa tukaenda. In the morning, I sent my cousin. Aende haraka. Akaenda kukuta jamaa kwa mochari. So he died after 1 week. My father, my brother, after 1 week. Now, you understand? Yes. So, to shorten it, but better, that was now around July. Now, after 2 months, that is July, we go up to the end of 2012. Yes. On January, I decided to go for prayers because we had, that is 2013, because we had election. Oh yes. So I decided to go and pray for the country. Yes. So I go for prayers, and when I go for prayers, somewhere in Namanga there for 4 days. So those now are a few months after the death of my father and my brother. So when I go for prayers, after 4 days, I am coming back. I could not hear the phone. because I'm driving all the way from Namanga, Mombasa Road to Thika.
Yes.
So I decided to stop at Thika town because I live in Kekajo somewhere.
Yes.
So nikasema nisimame kidogo, niangalie hii simu ilikuwa inalia sana because ilikuwa vibrations.
Yes.
Wakati naona my cousin alikuwa ameniita simu kama 50. So I knew there was something amiss, something unusual. So I decided to call him. Hey, hello, akaniuliza uko wapi? Niko Thika town. Fanya hivi, usiende home direct, pitia hapa hospitali fulani Makogeni. Kijana yako aliteleza kidogo na alipoteleza akaanguka. Sasa tumemleta hapa tuangalie, hali yake sio mzuri sana. So nikastuka na niko peke yangu kwa gari. So nikakimbia kwa hospitali hiyo, nikaenda nikakuta wameweka nurse kwa gate ili anibreakie news. Wao wameenda mochari. Yani
the boy died.
Kijana yangu alienda kucheza kwa compound. 5 years old. 5 years old.
It's a big boy.
5 years old. Almost 5 years, because you see from 2009,
yes.
Now it is 2013, yes. Almost it's 4.5 years. So alienda kucheza kwa compound, akicheza kateleza kaanguka kwa shimo iko na maji chafu. Kwa kichwa chini, miguu juu, mamake bila kujua. So wakati mamake wanamtafuta hawampati. Wakaenda round na msichana wa kazi, wakaenda round, hapo ndipo wanakuta tu miguu floating
kwa shimo ya maji.
Kwa shimo ya maji. Wakapiga duru, watu wakakuja. So kumtoa, wakasema mpeleke hospitali ili mama asijue kama ameenda. So kupeleka daktari na confirm dead on arrival. Hayuko. So mimi kwenda ninakuta nurse ananiambia ni wewe kuja. Sasa wamekuja hapa tukaangalia mtoto hivi tukamwangalia, lakini finally tukaona hali yake ni mbaya na kwa hivyo tukaona pole sana kwa sababu nini? Pole sana kuangalia, tukaona kijana hayuko. Kijana hayuko. Nikauliza Mungu, I went to my car.
Why?
Nikauliza God, no, why? I am from the prayers.
Yes.
This is how you have answered my prayers, God. And God could tell me, don't ask me questions.
Exactly.
I don't answer questions. I answer prayers. And he could tell me I'm still in control. No, God, how can you be in control when my son is gone? My son is dead and I'm from the prayers. Exactly. And God would tell me, don't ask me questions. I'm still in control no matter what. I'm still in control. So I was told to wait there. I was called by one of the cousins. Wait there, we are coming. They came, there were so many. So they told me it is done. My son is gone. It was so painful. Now 3 people in the family are gone. So we continued. I'm trying to shorten now. We continued. We had the elections. After elections, on May, my son died towards the end of the January, because we married, I remember, on February. Towards the end of January, he died there on February. Yes. So on May, just after 2.5 months, my sister, the elder sister, comes and to see me in Thika, a senior person in the government. She was a senior person from the PS. She was a director of children's department. Very senior. She calls me and tells me, I'm coming to see you, my brother. She tells me I'm having a problem somewhere, and I was told it's a growth, but it's normal. It has no cancer. It is cancerous. I mean, it has no cancer. So I have come to tell you, anytime I will go for an operation to remove that growth. That growth. It was May now. So we prayed, we agreed when we will go. Hey, toward the end of the month of May, my sister calls me, tells me, I am going to a hospital in Bomet. That's where we have experts. Yes. A hospital in Bomet. Yes. Called Tenwick. That's where I will do my operation. So you are the one to drive me and go there. Yes. That is the end of the month of May. And when she is calling me to take her, that week, my wife conditions worsens. She becomes so sick.
The diabetic.
Because of diabetic. At the moment, high blood pressure imempata. Yes. Kwa sababu diabetics and blood pressure zinaandamana pamoja. Kabisa. Because of depression and so many stress. So my wife becomes high blood pressure. anapata high blood pressure. So she becomes so sick. The day my sister calls me to tell me you will take me, my wife becomes so sick. But I decided not to postpone taking my sister.
Exactly.
So I look for my sister-in-law to look after my wife as I go to Bomet. So this day tunaenda asubuhi sana Bomet. Namweka kwa gari yangu. I drive her, anasema ataenda na gari yake. I'll drive her. Na tunachukua my sister, the other sister. We go to Bomet hospital. Tunaenda huko, tunafika huko saa 2
asubuhi.
Kwa sababu ameambiwa by saa 2:30 aingie theater. My sister atolewa hiyo growth. So kufika huko anapelekwa kwa theater mara moja na anatayarishwa. Hey. Sasa madaktari ni wazungu pale. Wanamfanya tunangojea kitu saa 3 saa 4. Saa 4 tunaona daktari anakuja haraka. Anatuita, "Hey, come." Anatuuliza, "Who is in charge of the family?" "I am the one." "Okay, can we have somewhere to sit, all of you?" "Yes, we can." Tunaketi chini mpaka kijana yake, the only boy she had. Tunaketi chini, mimi, my sister, and now the son, my nephew. Tunaketi chini pale. Daktari mzungu anatuambia, "Now the process is successful, but unfortunately, we have found something very bad." "What?" "There is cancer all over the whole stomach." "What? Cancer?" "Yes."
Okay.
There is stomach cancer everywhere in the body. Your sister, we cannot operate her. We have to memrudisha vile tu alivyo bila kuuza, maana every organ in the stomach is cancerous. So we cannot continue with the operation. Tumemfuga vile alivyo, tumempatia bypass ya chakula kwa sababu mfereji wa chakula uko affected completely. So we have given her a bypass. Hey, everybody becomes broken.
I can imagine the son.
When he is breaking the news, a call comes through my phone. Sister-in-law.
Yes.
"What has happened again?" "Hey, a phone from my family."
Yes. Home.
My sister in the theater.
Yes.
And
a call from Vika.
A call from Vika again. We are seated here, everyone crying.
Yes.
My nephew crying, my sister crying.
Yes.
I'm shedding tears.
Yes.
The doctor is even confused because we are all crying because of the report.
Yes.
The phone comes. Ninaambia ngoja hivi kidogo natoka. Hello, nasikia my sister in one ananiambia, "Hebu ongea na daktari."
Oh. The wife is in hospital now.
In hospital. Yani my wife's situation worsens, he is in hospital. So daktari, hello, yes. "Are you the husband to Hannah, my wife?" "Yes, I am. This lady is completely sick." "What?" "Her situation I cannot handle." "Which hospital would you like me to take her?" I'm confused. "Daktari, what is happening?" "No, we don't need to discuss. She is totally sick. She needs now another daktari, another doctor." So wanatafuta gari na waambia ile hospitali watampeleka Thika Town. Do you know it is 11 a.m.
Yes.
in Bomet. Ninaenda narudi kwa hao na waambia, "I'm so sorry. I'm leaving for Thika right now. Shughulikieni huyo ako theater. My wife is so sick."
Yes.
Everybody is confused.
Yes.
Ninatoka mara moja, nachukua gari, nilikuwa na Probox saa hiyo, KPN 223M. Na kisha gari Bomet. Do you know I drove from Bomet within 3 hours
to
Thika Town?
3
hours.
That was good.
From Bomet nilikuwa naenda 160 180. Nikasimamishwa na maaskari hawa wa misitu pale Narok. Wakasimama wote kwa barabara sababu nimeweka mataa kama ambulance. Nikayuba hivi nikasimama. Wakaniambia, "Nini baya?" Nikawaambia moja ako theater, mwingine amegojeka, hata siwaelezei. Hata hawaelewi. Mimi nawaambia moja ako theater, mwingine ako Thika naenda. So wananiita daktari, anasema, "Daktari, sasa si hata wewe utakufa sababu si yako." Sababu sasa nawaambia wewe ni mliniposea wakati. One is in the theater, the other one in the hospital Thika.
Yes.
So I'm heading there. Wakaniambia, "Wewe utaondoka kuomba." Samahani. Usiende kwa hiyo pole. Nikamwambia, "Wacha niende." Mimi nakisha gari. Thika town 3 hours. Saa 8 on the dot niko Thika town mpaka kwa hospitali. Nakuta my wife amewekwa mipira kila mahali na machine na kila kitu, watu wamezingira pale, haongei lakini macho yake yamefungua, anakuangalia. So namuita, ananiangalia tu hivyo, haongei, watu wote wako pale. Naambia Mungu sasa, unless you tell me what is happening.
Yes.
Now, unless you tell me, am I a sinner? You know, what have I done? It's like I'm complaining, but God tells me, don't complain.
Yes.
Even now, I'm still in control. That is the word I used to hear.
Yes.
Even now, I'm still in control. How control? So, tunaendelea, anawekwa maji, anawekwa naduko sindano. She starts responding. Anafanya hivyo hata kama haongei. Na tunacho na yeye hapo. Nitaenda nyumbani, nakuja the following day. Kukuja the following day, napigiwa simu kwao. Na my mother-in-law. Ananiambia sasa, hii mambo inatoka wapi? Mwanangu, kwa nini? Babake, my husband, amekimbizwa hospitali. My father-in-law, amekimbizwa hospitali Nyeri. Akiwa mgonjwa, amevura miguu. Kwenda pale, ninangojea report, naambiwa maji imejaa kila mahali, hata kwa roho, kwa heart. Kukaa msichana wake amesikia babake amelazwa na sister yake, akagojeka. Naye akapelekwa hospitali Nyeri tena. Kutoka Thika, alikuwa Thika, akapelekwa gari mpaka Thika Nyeri. Now let me tell you to shorten it. 1 month, June, we were handling 4 people in hospital. 4 people. My wife, my sister, my sister-in-law, my father-in-law. Do you know 3 did not make it? They died within a month. Only my wife survived.
Your sister?
My sister.
Your father-in-law?
My father and my sister-in-law. They died within a month. All of them died within a month.
Now, we have only 5 minutes remaining. Now, Pastor, tell me, how were you able to overcome this? Because at the end of the day, you overcame it because I'm here with you. And I know your wife is there.
Let me tell you, Samson.
Yes.
Somebody said, it's called Madame Guyon said, it is the fire of suffering that brings forth the gold of godliness.
Amen.
It is the fire of suffering. I came to realize it is the ministry that was being prepared
for you
through fire. I realized it later that I was going through this because of ministry. And when God spoke to me and told me, I'm preparing you to be a servant, and miracles and wonders will follow you, I became stronger.
Amen.
Day by day.
Amen.
Until we did all those deaths. Actually, my sister died together with an uncle that I'm not even counting. Brother to my mother died the same day. When my sister died of cancer, my uncle died of the same cancer in the same hospital, different wards. We buried them today and the other one tomorrow. My uncle, brother to my mother, of the same cancer. Cancer took our people in the family. Do you know what I did? Somebody is listening. I said, enough is enough. Something must be done. I became angry. I became less stressed. I said, I will do it away now. And I said from now. And that is the message I want to bring forth. Because in every family, someone must rise and say, enough is enough. There is a family having a pattern and cycle of issues in the family. A brethren pattern and cycle. It may be death, it may be sickness, pattern and cycle, something repeating itself. It may be traditional, it may be ancestral, it may be a generational. You know, somebody said, where there is a generational sin or fault, further backstream, there is a stronghold further downstream. That stronghold keeps on authorizing a demon to bring a family in cycles and patterns. That demon must be stopped. Somebody, a priest in the family, must stand and they say enough is enough. Someone is here. You are the priest of your family. You must stand and they say enough is enough. Become restless and disconnect your family from any negative pattern and a cycle. But finally, Mr. Samson, my brother, there is still hope in the Lord. Hope will never disappoint us. You may be going through issues, even in the family. You may be going through issues in your body, sickness and diseases, but our God is faithful. And there is hope, and hope will never disappoint you. And let me as I finish, I say,
Yes.
whatever you don't address today will address you tomorrow.
Amen.
That issue you are seeing in your family or in your life
Yes.
that is becoming a pattern and cycle, address it today before it address you.
Pastor, I would like you to repeat the same statement. Whatever you don't address today, it will address tomorrow. Please repeat it.
Let me repeat it
Yes.
because of the viewer.
Face that camera.
I want to tell someone
Yes.
that issue you are going through
Yes.
in the family, in your life. Anything that you don't address today
Yes.
will address you tomorrow.
Yes.
Anything that you don't deal with today, tomorrow it will deal with you. Stand on the gap as a priest
Yes.
and address that issue. I may not know what future holds, but I know who holds my future.
Amen.
That is the hope I'm giving the viewer.
Amen.
We know who holds our future.
Amen.
We bless the Lord.
Amen. Pastor, as we conclude, I know there's that one person who has stood by your side. That person who has held you up, even in your darkest moments. There is that person who has been together with you. Said, I must walk with this man because I said, yes, I will do it. Please, face that camera and appreciate your wife. Just tell her something because she has been there for you.
Yes, I want to appreciate my wife, Hannah, who has been with me through thick and thin. She has stood strong. She is still diabetic and with high blood pressure. She became stronger. She is very positive. I want to salute her, together with my children. Even Dave, my son on a wheelchair, he's called Dave. And he is watching there. He is seeing his father. So I want to congratulate them and salute them and thank them because of standing with me and even being so strong. Even for all those years, I want to say thank you, my wife Hannah and my children, and even our bestie couple. They stood with us.
Amen.
They used to encourage us and say God is still in control. So thank you very much. I'm so grateful, Samson,
Amen.
because of inviting me here. That is very powerful. Somebody is encouraged.
Amen.
I am fully convinced that somebody is now encouraged.
Yes.
The hopeless are hopeful now.
Amen.
Amen.
Pastor, I know somebody has listened to that testimony of yours and says, maybe I would like to reach this man of God so that now he may give me some more words of encouragement.
Yes.
Please, can you share with us your number? Share with the viewer.
Thank you very much, viewer. Pastor Naftali, as I said, and my number, so that if you want to call me, my number is 0722 22 again 5854. 0722 22 again 5854. Pastor Naftali Karemi. God bless you.
Wonderful. Viewer, there we have it. What a story. This man of God went through hell. But they normally say when gold has to be tested through fire. He went through all these issues of life, but he emerged a winner. What a wonderful God who we serve. That brings us to the end of today's My Story Show. Remember to talk to us on our Facebook page, Riverside TV KE. Our YouTube page is Riverside TV Kenya. Instagram the same. You can as well talk to us through our phone number 0707 126 050. I know there is that person whom you'd like to see on this show. Kindly talk to us and we'll get that person and bring him here for you so that you may hear the story of that person. And until next time, it's me, your host, Samson Boyd. Bye.